Today is, as I said at the beginning of Mass, today is the octave day of Christmas. Today we come and celebrate the Feast of Mary, Mother of God. For the church, this is a big day. Every feast that we have about the Blessed Mother is meant to help clarify a reality of Jesus. If you didn't know this, every feast that we have about Mary, Immaculate Conception, Mary, Mother of God, all of the feasts that we have about Mary, the Assumption, all are meant to help support and clear up something about one of the feasts or one of the central mysteries about Jesus. Today as we come, this feast goes back to about 500 years after Jesus' birth, where there was an argument going on in the church a little bit about, was Jesus fully human whenever he was born? The best way to reaffirm that he was fully human is to say that he was born of a woman. A human girl has a human child. Fully human, fully divine. Big mystery of our faith. It's broken open over and over and over throughout the centuries, and now we come to celebrate this big and beautiful mystery. I think what happens a lot of times with us, though, when we start talking about Mary in the Catholic Church, if we have family or friends that are not Catholic, the first question becomes, what's the deal? What's the deal with this whole Mary thing? Like, y'all lift her up higher than God? Is that what's going on? No, that's not. We honor Mary in a special way because she was working with God closer than anyone else to bring about our redemption, right? I have this tendency usually to think of Mary and think of the way that we honor Mary, that if Mary is all of our mother, as we celebrate today, then we honor Mary the same way that we honor our earthly mothers. What do I mean? When I was growing up, I remember being on the playground at St. Mary's, and we play in sports or playing a little football, like doing different things and having fun, and chances are, arguments are going to start between kids, right? I mean, I know the kids in the church tonight, they're perfect, and they never argue, and they never fight, and it's always good, and they never have to write a lot of punish work. Yeah, I did. So I remember being on the playground, though, and we might, if we start arguing about whatever happened in the football game or whatever, I touched you with two hands. No, you didn't, right? We went back and forth about these things. Those kind of things happen. But when you start an argument, it's the person that's going to get the last word or gets the good burn that wins. Well, the argument about the thing turned into an insult. 4 eyes, brace face. I remember using that phrase, brace face. And one of my cousins looked back at me and she was like, at least I got something to fix my teeth. And I'm like, I lost. Game over. Right? So I remember these arguments that would happen on the thing. Now, there was a whole nother level that you would enter in an argument if you said 2 words. Your mama. Your mama's so blank, right? That brought it to a whole new level. It's like we're starting to turn keys, we're punching in nuclear codes, like I'm coming after you, right? Those were fighting words in a lot of ways. Because the thing is that we as people have a special relationship with our mother. And moms have a special relationship with their children. If you're a mom, you know this. You can't turn it off. Doesn't matter how old a kid gets, you'll never turn it off. The good, the exciting, high mountain type moments of life, you're right there with them, right in the middle of it. The moments that are hard, the disappointment, you're right there with them. You're right in the middle of it. Today, as we come to celebrate this feast, as we come to celebrate this octave day, this big celebration where we're honoring Mary as our mother, I think it would be very good for us to reflect on the fact that Mary, the same way that Jesus' mercy is to be with us, that Jesus' entire life is meant to reveal to us that God saves. Literally, it's what his name means. That Mary, as the gift that she is to us, that as the gift that she is to us, members of the church, At the good moments, she's there, celebrating, excited. Like the mom in the stands that screams a little bit too loud. She's also there in the hard times, the struggles. Whether it be the struggle with our personal sin, something that we keep hidden, or the struggle that we have just with details and the reality of our life. The Blessed Mother's right there with us throughout all of it, and she can't turn it off. I think for us to recognize the gift that she is, Jesus reaffirms this for us. Jesus makes the point that at the moment of his greatest suffering, at the moment of his at the moment of his mission on earth coming complete, at the moment of his biggest self-gift to us, his biggest act of love, that from the cross, he looks down to us and he says, "Behold your son," to our Blessed Mother. And to all of us, he says the words, "Behold your mom." Jesus knew that during the hardest times of life, during the hardest spaces, right before he was about to give up his spirit, bow his head, and die, he knew who had been carrying him. He knew who had been with him through every inch, every moment in his life. And he knew exactly the gift that the world needed. Tonight, the Lord reaffirms that gift. Looks at each one of us, very simply tells us, "Behold your mother." May we, as a Christian people, may we, as a faith family, always remember our Blessed Mother. Always remember to pray to her, to ask for her intercession, and always trust, no matter how high the mountain or deep the valley, bright the light or dark the darkness, she's there with us and for us.